KCMJ LP 93.9 FM, Colorado Springs. Hello, everybody in social media world. This is Mras, and today I have a really awesome guest with me today. Now, if you're wondering who in the world is Mras and you just happened to stumble across me, my name is Mras. I'm an international TEDx speaker, a speaker coach, basically work with your mindset a lot, two-time author, and happen to have a radio show. You can find me on all social media platforms with my name, and my name happens to be my website, which is www.michellemras.com. That's MICHELLEMRAS.com, MrAs.com. Welcome to Conversations with Michelle, and today I'd like to welcome you and have you be introduced to a wonderful lady. Her name is Beenie Mann. I met her at a Galaxy Fest, Comic-Con-y something or whatever in Colorado Springs, and she had a really cool little dog with her named Mo, and I wanted her to be introduced to all of you because she's a really neat lady with a great story and a wonderful passion. So please welcome everyone. Welcome, Beenie Mann.
Hi, thank you. Thank you so much for having us. And yeah, Mo is really not that little. He thinks he's a teacup chihuahua, but no, he's an overgrown golden retriever.
But he kept trying to sit in our lap. It was pretty funny.
He does. He really is a lap dog. He sits in my lap every night when I watch TV.
Well, Beenie, I know you as the Happiness Matters lady. I mean, you've got the sticker. I mean, you've got the website. You've got the show now. Happiness Matters. There it is. And your website is mattersofperspective.com.
Correct. Yes.
Now, what brought you into this world? I mean, why? What is this Happiness Matters? What started all this?
So what started it really is, I had a really crappy upbringing. And I talk about that in my book, actually. So, but through it all, somehow, I never lost hope. And I never stopped smiling, even if it was just on the outside, because on the inside, I was really dying. But I was always helping people smile and be better, be more. And I've done that my whole life, no matter how dark it was inside of me, no matter how miserable I was. And last year, April 1st, after the universe kept hitting me with a 2x4 a few times, pushing me in the direction that I should be going, instead of shoulding myself and doing all those things that are expected and are appropriate, all of those things. It's like, okay, fine, I get the message. So I walked away. I was a mortgage loan officer for almost a year and I hated it. And I did other stuff before, trying to figure out who am I, what do I want to do? And the first thing I did is wrote my book, and I said, okay, and now I help people find their happy, and be more, really. And I'm having a blast.
It's wonderful to live into your purpose, though, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it is amazing. And people was like, so why didn't you do it sooner? And I laugh and I said, because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready here. And it's a mindset thing. So I really help people, change their mindset, go from wherever they're at to where they're going. So, and my tagline is get your shift together and let happiness determine your success.
Oh, I like that.
Get their shift together.
I like that. People call me the no shit coach, so maybe I should have taken that line before, huh?
There you go. No, but it really, it's all a mindset.
It is.
And since I tell people too, since I stepped into my gift, because to me this is a gift, I feel obligated. It's maybe not the right word, but I feel really compelled to share with others and help them, discover themselves. And oh my gosh, so much fun.
Exactly. You and I both do the whole mindset thing. And because my thing is, your attitude really does change your altitude.
Absolutely.
And by controlling your attitude, like you, not such a great life growing up, and then had a lot of adult problems that happen too. And it's like, you can make it through anything. Yes. If you can just shift the way you look at the situation. And yes, things get really, really bad, but if you can find a glimmer in there of positivity, a light, anything to grab onto, you'll make it through with a big ass smile on your face.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why my business is called Matters of Perspective. And I came up with that 10 years ago now. And it was a funny story.
Tell
friends
us.
that come to a business after hours for the chamber here in Fountain, Colorado. And I laughed. I'm like, okay, but I don't have a business. Well, she says, come up with something. Okay. So Matters of Perspective popped into my head, and I registered that as a business. And it's been, that for 10 years now, but I haven't really done much with it until now.
Until now.
And now I know why that came up back when, because to me it was the universe nudging me into my gift and stepping into me. So, and I think matters of, because life is all a matter of perspective. It all depends on how you look at it. So, it's like you can look at the glass half full, at the glass half empty. I'm happy there's something in it. Give it to me.
Exactly. I'm just glad I got a glass.
Right. But I mean, here's the thing too, with that half full, half empty thing. Technically, the glass is filled to the brim because it might be half liquid. The other half is air.
Yeah.
So it's still full.
And my thing is, it doesn't matter which way, you can always fill it another way. Yeah, empty, full.
Exactly. And it's a matter of perspective. Depends on how you look at it. Mm-hmm. So, and it's like, and I love helping people look at things from a different perspective. It's like, you know what? Yeah, this really sucks right now, but there's a lesson in here for you. You can still be grateful. You're here, you're experiencing this, and you're going to be okay. And then be grateful for the lesson and move forward from there. And I get this, the light bulb, when you get the look, and when it's like, oh,
yeah, it's aha look.
Right. It's like, wow. And it's really not that hard. It's really simple. It's just we're so, and I was in that rut, where we're so conditioned and we just see it that one way. Because that's the programming we get from when we're little. It's like, you can't do this and you can't do that and da-da-da-da, watch me.
Actually, one of the quotes I used in my TED Talk and in my book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, is that it's by Ellen Glasgow. The differences between a rut and a grave are the dimensions.
Oh, I like that.
I love it. I mean, really,
I like that.
Build the dimensions of your grave. You stuck. You're doing the exact same thing over and over and over. It's like, that's why you don't get anything different, because you're doing the same thing over. If you want something different, you need to step out of that rut. And when the universe, when the universe speaks into your head, don't do, yeah, whatever, that's stupid, that's not for me. No, you listen. You listen and you move. Mm-hmm.
Your dog's visiting?
My dogs are coming in and out of the room.
Yeah, I closed the door so Mo won't come, because usually when people, I have my window right here to the street, and when there's my neighbors walking by with their dogs, he's like at the window yelling at them. It's like, hey, I'm the boss here. You cannot come in. So, and that's rather loud.
Well, Larry's been on many of my shows because I've shut him out of the door, and he will knock. He will scratch and knock and cry until I let him back in. So now I just leave the door cracked and he comes in and out as he pleases.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, Mo knocks on the back door when he's out in the yard and he wants to come back in. He just knocks. I don't know. I don't even know where that came from. But I really don't, because we had his dad up until December, and Draco always whined to come in. So my guess would be Mo would pick up that behavior and whine. No, he knocks. He just, yeah. I got nothing on that one.
Well, okay, so
anyway.
The matters of perspective popped into your head when you were at a networking meeting south in Colorado.
Well,
Before?
Yeah, about 10 minutes before the meeting.
Okay, so then what else happened? I mean, because now you've got the stickers that say happiness matters. Now, when did that come about?
That came about last year. After I walked away and, I was like, okay, fine. I'll get the message, universe. I'll step into my gift. I will help people smile. I will help people be better. And I figured I'm going to do the coaching thing. It's like, okay, I need to come up with programs. And for the first 2 weeks in April, I was sitting there and nothing flowed. I was just trying to put together like a coaching package and a program, but it didn't work. And I was like, what the fire truck? But the universe kept sending me random people throughout that 2 weeks talking about my book. And I was like, the heck are you talking about? I knew at some point I'm going to write a book, but right now I'm focused on something else. But after about the third or fourth person random person talked about the book, I looked at the universe and I said, fine, I get the message. I'm going to write the freaking book. Give it to me. Ooh, ask and you shall receive.
Yep.
Oh, wow. So, so I got the book. And the title popped in, Happiness Matters, because it matters. And it was right around the time, too, when it's like, the Blue Lives Matter had just come through and Black Lives Matter, all those things that matter. And I was like, ooh, happiness matters. Yes, it does. So I sat down and I set myself a timeline. When do I want to publish the book? And I looked at the calendar and I said, ooh, my birthday, which is actually this Saturday, so the 27th of July. Like, I said, okay, for my birthday. So I back planned. I said, okay, how much time do I need for, the editor needs time and the ordering of the books and the designing of the books and da-da-da-da-da. I mean, with the books. So I gave myself 6 weeks. May 31st was my deadline to have my script delivered to my editor. I sent it to her May 30th, but I didn't write every day. So I actually wrote the book in, a week and a half? It just came out. Whenever I sat down, it just poured out. And I was surprised at the end, that was a workbook. I didn't know what it was going to be, but it ended up being a workbook. So it's like, yeah, it just, and it all just snowballed from there. It just, yeah, in early October, I reached out to our local station here. And because I have the Living Local show, it's like people from town, they I don't know, they just say what's going on, what's happening. And I reached out to them through Facebook and I said, hey, who do I need to talk to spread some happy on your show? A week later, I was on the show. It's like, wow. And now I actually have a regular segment on there. I'm on there every first Monday of the month.
Cool.
With Motivation Monday. And I mean, it is just absolutely, I'm in awe. I'm not surprised, but I'm still in awe.
But you do realize it took action on your part.
Oh, yeah. And I totally get that. It's like,
no, I'm saying it for not just for you. I'm saying it for everybody else when they do. We'll see all these great things are happening for Beenie and it doesn't happen to me. You do realize, people.
There you go.
Did take action on the thoughts that went to her head.
Right.
So it's not that the universe downloads and you sit there and wait for it to happen.
No.
It downloads and you move.
Exactly. It's like you take inspired action. You put out whatever you want, but then you have to take inspired action. So whatever you're guided to do, whether it makes sense to you or not, it doesn't matter. Just do it. Exactly. And be in awe, because wow.
Exactly.
I'm as I told my husband the other day, I said, honey, pinch me. I want to make sure this isn't a dream. And as he reaches over to actually do it, I said, no, wait. Because if this is,
I'm living it.
I'm living it. So we're keeping it.
Yeah, don't wake me up. I'm living it.
Right. It's just, yeah. I'm in awe. I really am in awe. Because the speed it's all happening.
Yep. Well, the thing is one of the things I like to talk about is Aladdin and the genie.
Mm-hmm.
I see the universe as the genie. And we are not limited on 3 wishes. All of our wishes come true if we allow them to. We are Aladdin. We're all holding that lamp. And the universe is sitting there waiting for us to tell it, what do we want?
Right.
The thing is so many times we'll say something and do, oh, no, that's not good for me. I can't do that. And the universe says, as you wish, you can't do it. But when you say, I want to write a book, I'm going to write it in 6 weeks, the universe says, as you wish. And you do. And so we have to be really careful about the words we use and the things we truly believe. So if we say things out loud to other people and then come home and say something else, the universe, our genie, is listening to what our heart is saying, not what we're saying outward. And so be very careful with the genie.
No, absolutely.
The universe is listening. And really, the world truly is our oyster. I mean, it is ours for the taking if we can just truly believe that it is.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that's why it's moving at fast speeds with you, because now you're embracing the fact that it is, and that it can, and that you are worthy for it, and that happiness truly does matter for the world. You have opened that chapter into the universe, that the chapter is turning into a freaking novel series, Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's awesome.
It is absolutely. But the other thing too is like you have to be open to receive. And understand you are worth it. You are deserving. Okay, and because for the longest time for me, I felt like I didn't deserve. I felt like I wasn't good enough. Yep. You know, I had all those limiting beliefs, and to break through them it's easy, but it's not easy.
Yeah, you have to be very intentional to break through.
And you have to have that awareness.
Well, and that's why I wrote my book, It's Not Luck, Overcoming You. Like you, it ended up being, it was a book. It ended up being a workbook because people needed steps on how to work through that inner critic that told them they weren't good enough. And so, you know, just like you, it's a download. It's like, you know, this really should happen. Someone should, oh wait, I am someone. Okay, let's do it. And then you just make it happen.
I'm it.
Yeah. Those guys.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, usually it's like not it, but in this case, oh no, it. Totally it. Yeah, no, but I mean, it is just so amazing. And once I understood that, once I made that connection, it's like have that awareness and live in the now, because now is really all we have. You know, now is all we can control. Now is where we control our emotions, our thoughts, our words, our everything is right now.
And it's all a choice.
Exactly. And what's really cool is, once I understood that everything we want already exists. And when I learned it, I was like, what? What do you mean it already exists? It already exists. It's just we have to match our vibration to that vibration.
Yep.
You know, it's like one of my hashtags actually is raise your vibration.
Oh, really?
Yes. That's one of my hashtags.
Yeah,
raise your vibration.
Because that's the thing. It's, you know, when you say one day I'm going to.
Yeah, one day never comes.
I stopped saying one day. I will, or I am, I have.
Actually this morning, right, this morning, I was talking with my husband and I said, yes, I will. And I forgot what it was. And then I said, oh, wait, stop now. Will is in the future. Well, the future doesn't come. The future is always ahead. So you can never reach it. So now I'm saying instead of I will is I am or I have.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Because
so powerful.
You live into whatever it is. And once you have that mentality that you have it already, it's not out of your reach. It's like, well, I have it already. I'm just not using it right now.
Right. And you know what's really cool is so I'm really big on the conscious and the subconscious, you know, and I actually write about this in my book. And so the subconscious is like the garden with the soil. That's the fertile soil and everything. Your subconscious takes in everything, good, bad, ugly. It doesn't care. It just is. There's no value attached to it. It's the conscious that attaches the value. Yes. You know, and the conscious is the gardener. So our conscious has to weed out the garden and make sure you only get good stuff in. So surround yourself with positive. Seriously, I mean, it is so simple, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So simple, but we get
it's far more simple to live with joy than it is to live in fear and doubt.
Yes, but it's the programming we have that we get bombarded with. I mean, that whole fear mongering. You know, it's like, stop listening. I stopped watching the news. I mean, I might skip through the headlines because I still need to know what's going on in the world. I mean, I don't need to know, but I want to know.
Yeah.
So I just skip through the headlines. But if you look at it, it's just awful.
It is.
You know, and some of the music we listen to, pay attention to the words, because sometimes I notice some of the songs I was like, yeah, it's a really good beat, and I'm like, la 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 la, and then I actually listen to the words and I'm going,
yeah, not so good.
We're not listening to that anymore.
Well, and the thing is I talk about your other than conscious mind.
Ooh.
your other than conscious mind hears and sees everything. Any book you've ever read, it's seen every letter, every photo, every face.
And every conversation around you gets
picked up too. It is a giant, it takes a picture, snapshot of everything that's around you. And what I believe is when you're listening to music or negativity, even though you say, I'm only looking at this one part, your brain is actually hearing all of it. Mm-hmm. And when you are in a weakened state, I guess, it's still processing that negativity and it's there. So I've blocked it out. I don't watch the news at all. I only will watch the highlights that come up. If the world is ending, I'm sure everyone on Facebook will let me know. I mean, I'm really not worried about it.
Doesn't share anything.
I am not worried about what's happening in the world anymore because the high level things will show up.
Yes.
And honestly, you can almost feel it when bad things are happening anyways. So it's like, the thing is I've told my children this because they do, oh, Mom, life is so bad. The world is falling apart, blah, 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 blah. And I said, you know what? I'm glad I'm not a teenager, a young person in your world. And they're like, what do you mean? I said, because when I was growing up, we only had news at 6 p.m. And they would say what they knew. And they said, well, more on this tomorrow at 6. And you'd have to wait till tomorrow at 6 to find out what was really happening. Now it's someone's in the building. There's 25 shooters. We think there might be 25 shooters. Oh, we think there are 10 people dead. And there's all this speculation. And it's, oh my gosh, there's people dying all around the world. Oh my gosh. People have been dying around the world forever.
What?
Yeah.
Since when? What?
Yeah, really?
No.
So, and that's what the kids everyone gets so worked up. And it's like, you do realize they're saying, we suspect, we think. They make news seem more exciting because they're trying to keep you to come back to their station.
Oh, because they need to have their ratings.
Yeah, and then 2 days later you do, there was one shooter and he had a BB gun and everyone's okay. But you had us all worked up and feared and scared, and I stopped watching the news.
Well, here's the thing too. I mean, fear controls the people.
Yeah, and the thing is our lives are complicated enough. And I said, with 24-hour news and seeing the world completely, the world is so open, we're all connected. You see a lot of negativity because, just like, when you get bad reviews, you get bad reviews all the time, but good reviews, you don't really hear them because people don't like to talk about it because it's good things, so no one says anything. So the same thing happens with the news and the world and social media. And if you let all of that pile into your brain and then you wake up every day worried about your job or does your car going to start or is your kid going to get sick or whatever you're worried about, you compile all that onto your mindset shifts into a negative mode where you start looking for more negativity. You look for more things that's going to happen. Oh, I'm the most unlucky person in the world. Universe says,
okay.
I wish. So you have to change that mindset. And that's what you and I work on is change your mindset to see the good, to see the happiness, to see the positivity, enjoy the butterfly flying across your path, your view. Because if you don't see the beauty and the happiness and the love, your brain will shift to the negative that you are constantly being bombarded with. Mm-hmm. So you have to be intentionally, purposefully seeking the happy, the good, the light.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely. So my thing is like, I keep things simple. People tell me, it's like, oh my gosh, I love how easy you make it, how simple. And I laugh. I'm like, well, I put it in layman's terms because if I don't, it's not going to help you.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to take it home and remember it and implement it. So I tell people what you think about, you bring about.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Is that where your brain goes, your mind goes, or something, the world goes?
Yeah. But I mean, what you think about, you bring about. Done.
Done.
And have you heard of Neville Goddard? I'm sure you have.
No, give me an example.
Neville Goddard, he wrote a few books. He's a dead dude now, but he wrote The Power of Awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So my favorite of all-time quote, since I read this, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
Exactly.
Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, because now you have this, because your emotions and your feelings, those are all high vibrations, whether they're negative or positive. Of course, if they're negative, they're low high vibrations, but if they're positive and good and happy, they're really high vibration, because happiness and joy is the highest vibration you can have. So if you imagine that everything you want
Is
you
here.
already have it, and then you visualize, you close your eyes, and before you go to bed, before you drift off to sleep, is the best time to do that. Actually, you visualize as if it already happened. You pretend it's like, it's like you want to build this huge company or whatever. You imagine yourself walking into your building, saying hello to your employees, and whatever you want, but you take in the colors and the smells. I mean, you use all your senses, and you do that every night. And then you pay attention to what the universe will give you to get you there.
And the other thing I would add to that is, when you're walking into your building, I also say, embody that feeling, that emotion you feel, that pride you feel, and capture it. And people wonder why I'm always smiling. It's because I feel I am where I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm already there. I just haven't walked through that door quite yet, but that's where I am already. So I smile because I can feel it. I'm there.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
It is so exciting.
It's awesome.
I know. My husband looks at me and goes, "What are you smiling about?" I'm like, I'm there.
Yeah.
And he's like, "There where?" I said, where I want to go.
Yeah. My husband was laughing at me yesterday at dinner, because last night I was at dinner and I'm looking away like this. And he says, "Where are you now?" I said, "Sitting in the bungalow on the beach."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Oh, are we doing a vacation there?" No, we own it.
Right. I'm right there with you. I was like, I do this. It's like, sometimes I go playing on the beach in Hawaii on my little plot that I have with my little beach house, or my cabin in the mountain, because sometimes you just need to get in the mountains. It's just so awesome. And just have fun with it.
Well, what's really exciting is when I'm dreaming, I've dreamt these things, and then we have a cabin. And I'm sitting in the cabin one day, and I went, "This is exactly what I was dreaming about, that I was daydreaming about years ago." I was there again. I'm really there. So what I saw years ago is now my current.
Well, because it already exists. You just had to match your vibration to bring it into your reality.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. It's
really cool when they coincide and you realize they've coincided.
But it's just, we have to change that programming. We have to erase it and replace it.
And it's a constant thing. You can't just do, okay, today I'm checking this off. Every day you've got to build on it, because
every moment.
Yes,
actually,
constant.
every moment. Yes.
So your brain is constantly shifting. It's moving so quickly. So you've got to keep shifting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, it's like a sailboat. You can't just get on a boat and sit on it and wait for the waves to take you where you need to go. You've got to constantly shift and move and pulley and change all the sails, because we're constantly changing. I talked to a friend of mine who's a pilot, and I was giggling about how, who needs the pilot? You just get in the plane and just point it in the direction and keep going, right? And he's like,
it's called autopilot.
Yeah, he's like, we're constantly course correcting because of the wind. So the wind's blowing here, so the plane's doing this, so we have to keep doing this against the wind, and it's just like life. You're constantly course correcting every pre-program you have in your from your upbringing or from society, as they say, you're a woman, you should be quieter. Or, whatever they say. And you're constantly course correcting. So yes, for those of you out there listening to Beenie and I today about your attitude and shifting your mindset, and that, happiness truly does matter, and that it's all perspective. You have to work on it daily, constantly, second by second, every time you open your mouth, anytime you watch anything else, because you are constantly being bombarded by things that truly aren't you.
Right.
You've got to pick and choose what you're willing to let into your world. I spoke to someone on an interview not too long ago about perspective as a woman of power or a woman of leadership. And she had in her mind that she could never be a true leader because she had a little extra pounds on her and she didn't wear a suit right, or she didn't look like the model that had the suit. But think of all of us that do that kind of stuff where you do, well, I don't look like that person and they're successful. It's not me. Or I'm not that tall like that person and they're successful, so that's not me. Stop comparing yourself to other people.
Be you.
Be you. Compare yourself to you. And as I love to say, and be the best version of you, not Sally, Joe, Mary, or whatever, you. Mm-hmm. And if you know, and you know in your heart, if you are being the best version of you, if you aren't, step up your game, be you, be fully you, because the world needs you. And like Beenie, stepping into the universe's call to be her. And look how happy she is now because she's letting herself be her. And, you know, Beenie and I, our whole goal in life is to make sure other people realize that they are powerful, wonderful, happy human beings that can do anything they want. Be you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. My thing, too, is like, get off autopilot. Most people function on autopilot, just reacting to whatever's thrown at them and not realizing they are attracting what's being thrown.
Yeah. Stop being a sailboat.
It's that endless loop. It's like, it's the never-ending story.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like,
stop being the boat without a sail. Put on a motor or pull up the sails.
Right. Pay attention. Get off autopilot. Be in the now. Be aware and really pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings, because that's what's, you get more. I mean, if you're miserable, I mean, the saying, misery loves company.
It does.
But so does happiness.
Yeah. Like attracts like.
There you go. Exactly.
If you concentrate on all the negative things in your life and that's what you see, that's all you're going to see. If you believe that good is happening in your life, even if you're in chaos, you believe there is good at the end of that, there's a lesson to be learned, you will find the good.
Right.
Find the good.
The thing is, so there's actually something in the very back, I don't know exactly where it is, but I think it's like at the bottom of our brain thingy. brain thingy. That's a scientific term, by the way.
It is now.
It's called the reticular activating system. Have you heard of that?
Sure, because I have a brain injury.
Oh, well, there you go. But what that does is kind of like when you want to buy a new car, you're excited because you pick the color and the model because nobody has it, right? As soon as you drive off the lot with your new car, everybody has that vehicle. That's a reticular activating system. Because now it's like, oh, that's what you want to see. Okay, here you go.
Now I want to activate in everything in our lives.
Exactly. Whatever you focus on, you get more of, and now you see it. It's like, just for fun, for the next 2 weeks or something, focus on blue glass. Blue glass. Whether it's a real glass that you see, or if it's a magazine or something.
You'll see it.
Think of blue glass, and you will see blue glass everywhere. It works. It's so cool. It's fun. I love having a blast. Does it show?
And it's a good thing.
It's a very good thing. Plus, I also have a Mo, so that doesn't hurt.
You do have a Mo.
the best networker in town.
He is. He's a real good door opener.
He is. I always laugh. I'm like, yeah, I'm really the plus one.
That's funny.
I'm most plus one.
Yeah, because everyone notices Mo.
Well, he's kind of hard to miss. So, but yeah, no, it's such an amazing ride. And the more I become aware, and you will notice the more you become aware, doors will open that you never thought possible. I never thought I would be on TV. I mean, seriously, I never in a million years thought I would be on TV, like TV. Ta-da! It's just, whoa.
What I think is funny is I've never concentrated on local TV. I've always thought international. I'm on international TV, but I haven't been on local TV.
But here's my thing is like, for me, it was just like, at one point, I was like, it'd be cool to be on TV. That was it, and I let it go. I didn't focus on what kind of TV. I mean, eventually I'll be on the Ellen Show because, you know, so my other hashtag now for my YouTube show, hashtag Ellen has to retire eventually.
That's funny. Because you know what I say? I'm Michelle, the next Oprah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I'm the Asian Oprah.
I like it. I like it. I think you'd be fabulous.
I already have my couch picked out.
That's awesome.
I've seen the show. I've seen the studio. I've seen my guest. I mean, it's already happened. I just have to grow into it.
And it's happening. It's just around the corner.
Yeah, it's there.
Just around the corner. All it takes is like one connection. One connection. You know, that opens the door for you to just like, hello.
Okay, so I need to say this out loud. If Hugh Jackman happens to hear this show, I'd like to sing some Broadway show tunes with him at some point in my career as the next Asian Oprah, okay? Because
you go. Tag him in it.
Yeah.
When you post this, tag him.
Because I want to sing. Yeah. I don't know. My whole goal, this is my goal, and I'll let you know on it. I call it the Oprah, the next Oprah, but it's really not. It's the Oprah Carol Burnett, Ellen, because I want a variety show. I want to bring the variety show back. I want to have serious conversations, but I want to break out into song and dance, because everyone I've met in my lifetime so far is, they say they're one thing, but they all have another talent that they need to share.
Yes.
So I want to bring people onto my show like Carol Burnett used to do and say, you know, Beenie, what do you do? Well, I ballroom dance. Okay, well, let's ballroom dance. And it breaks out. Or, you know, comedians, or, you know what I mean? We all have other talents that we kind of push back and say, well, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a this and that, whatever. And then you find out that they sing. I sing Broadway. I can break out into anything. And so not many people know how well I sing.
It's my birthday on Saturday, and we're partying tomorrow evening.
Really?
Yes. Well, one of my favorite bands in town here, the Fat Daddy and the Fat Horn Doctors, they're doing a concert, one of the summer concerts, which, of course, being me, and then you guys do that. This is so much fun. So I found out
it's not tomorrow night, because this is airing tomorrow. So it's tonight.
Oh, it's tonight. Okay. Sorry, guys. Tonight, Friday. But when I found out that they're playing, so my birthday is Saturday. They're playing Friday. Perfect. So I reached out to my friend Rachel, and I said, I think this is so awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you for putting on a concert for my birthday and inviting the whole town.
That's positive thinking for you.
That's what you do. You know, and then afterwards we go party to the bar next door. So
with Mo?
No. I'll bring the support. I bring my support human.
Okay. Your husband trades out with the Mo.
And it's so funny when I'm out and I don't have Mo with me. People look at me as like, well, where's Mo? And I said, well, he's getting the night off. I brought the support human instead.
Oh, wait, I forgot to say, you got me confused. You got me distracted.
I'm sorry.
Everyone out there listening or watching, I have Beenie Mann with me, and her website is www.mattersofperspective.com. And her tagline really tends to be happiness matters. She has stickers and everything. And she tends to hang around with her support dog, Mo, okay? And he has his own Facebook page, by the way. Mo has his own Facebook page.
Yeah, it's Mo, M-O, the service dog.
See, he's lovely. So that's who we're talking to right now, Beenie Mann, and she has me so distracted that I didn't say this, 15 minutes.
Special gifts. She
does. She's very distracting. But I just want to make sure you knew who we were talking to. This is Beenie, and follow her on go to her website. Follow her on Matters of Perspective. Happiness Matters. That is Beenie. And also, do you want people to follow you on Facebook too, or follow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, it's Matters of Perspective on Facebook. I think it's Matters of Perspective on Instagram. I think.
But your links are all on the Facebook.
Yeah, they're all on my. They're down on my website too.
Yeah, so
find the website. You can drop the www.
Yeah, find the website. and then you'll find her everywhere else. Very easy lady to talk to.
Thank you. Well, because life is fun, and people look at me sometimes. I had one of my business coaches. He looked at me and he says, "You really are aggressive." I'm like, "Excuse me, no. I am not aggressive. I am assertive." And he looks at me and was like, "Tomato, tomato." I said, no. Big difference. Aggressive is kind of negative. See, assertive, I do it with a smile. But he says, bottom line is you get what you set out to do, and you do what you want, and you get what you, yes. Because I'm assertive and I know what I want, and I'm going right for it.
I was told, Michelle, you're not a woman to mess with. I do. Thank you for noticing.
Keep that in mind.
Because my coaching clients have called me. They said, you seem so sweet on Facebook and on your website. You're just so smiley. And then you get us one-on-one, and it's like, whoa, baby. You like put our nose to the grindstone. I said, well, what do you want? If you want transformation, I can't be Mary Poppins and be nice to you. I've got to be the real Mary Poppins that the parents didn't see. The spit spot. And so they call me the no shit coach, the truth brick, and the walking reality check, because I have no filter. You ask me an opinion, I will give you an opinion. And Beenie's the same way. Sometimes
I ask people, do you want me to sugarcoat it, or you want the truth?
Yeah. Do you really want to know? Because I will tell you out of love. I truly love you. I will tell you exactly what you need to hear, but are you ready for it?
Exactly.
And so that's my coaching clients are like, okay, now I'm afraid. But they all get through what they want to do because they need someone to push them. And I nudge.
Right. See, my thing too is like, maybe that's my German upbringing. I mean, I'm straightforward, to the point, black and white. What you see is what you get. And yeah, I'm blunt. Okay. But I mean, if you want results, you don't need somebody to coddle you and you okay, But no.
It's same with me. I don't want to have like, oh well, I want a coaching agreement with you. Okay, and I say I don't do more than 6 months anymore. Well, I'd like to. Can I have you for a year? I do. If you haven't gotten what you want within 6 months, I'm saying 3 months actually, you need another coach. Because you don't want me. If I can't get you moving within the first month that we're talking, something's wrong with this relationship. But to have me with you for a year, no, maybe you can touch back when you start having doubts, but to hire me for a year, and then I have people do, why would you turn that down? I do, because I don't want their money. I want them to grow. There's a difference. I mean, I do this for a living, but I don't want to drag someone slowly through the muck when I can pull them, push them, wake them up so they want to run and I can run behind them. That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I get that. I'm with you.
I don't want to waste your time.
Right, no. But I find that we have this, I call it the entitled victim mentality. So many people, they have this victim mentality, that poor me. Why is this happening to me?
Mm-hmm.
Why me? And I get it. I've been there. I've been in the trenches of that. I was the queen of misery. I was, but it's like, no, get out. And no, you're not entitled to this, that, and the other. No. Pull your head out of your rear, get over yourself, and be honest with yourself. Because, we may be able to lie to others, but we can never lie to ourselves.
Yeah, look in the mirror. Can you truly say that to yourself?
We know.
We know. And we know what we're capable of. And I think that's why a lot of people wake up and they're so miserable, because they're living a life where they know they're capable of more, and they don't, because they're afraid.
They feel stuck. Yes.
And the thing is what's the worst that can happen? You either stay where you are or you move forward. What's the worst that can happen? You be where you are already. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you might have a couple people look at you, but who cares? You try.
They look anyway.
Yeah, they look. If they're looking at you, they're looking at you because they're doing, I wish I tried that.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Since I stepped out of being me, I am in awe at how many people come up to me and they tell me what an inspiration I am to them, you know, or because of me, they had the guts to do something similar, or they had the guts to do something they always wanted to do.
Mhm.
That makes my heart sing.
Mhm.
It's like, you know, it's like squeak. Because I mean, it is so incredible because, and that's why we do what we do. It's like, it's really, I mean, yeah, it's for me, but it's more, I want to inspire others to be better, be more, be happy, and all of those good things, you know, and step into you, into your gifts.
Well, and that's why I do speaker coaching. I mean, that's my primary lane. I talk about mindset and attitude because in order for people to get on stage and talk about their message or whatever they want to talk about, they have to get over that inner voice that says people are looking at them and judging them. So that's why I work on mindset and attitude, because I need to get them through that so they can stand on a stage and share their message. Because in my world, I believe, you believe the same thing, everyone's got a story and a gift and a message to give to the world. And so to get them to be brave enough to do that, I need to get them out of their heads. So that's why I talk mindset and attitude. But my main primary focus is to help you message yourself and find your voice, because the world needs you.
Right. Well, the thing is, so Lisa Nichols, I'm not sure if you heard, but Lisa Nichols, one of her, in her coaching program, she told us, your story is not yours to keep. That was so powerful for me.
Yeah.
It's like, your story is not yours to keep. Whether it's good, bad, or ugly, it doesn't matter. There's somebody out there that needs to hear your story.
Yeah, and see, and I say, someone is waiting for your voice. And we're like, well, there are a lot of people with those kind of stories, or I haven't had anything traumatic happen to me. It has nothing to do with that. Someone is stuck in hearing, we hear the same message, you know, John Maxwell, Carnegie, all these people are all saying the same thing.
Right.
But you only heard one of them. One voice is what you're looking for. Your brain, they're out there waiting for one voice, and your voice may be that one voice that someone is waiting for, that will change their entire life. And I don't know about you, but if I can change one life, my job is done. That I can change many, many, many lives like I have has just enhanced my whole existence. But one was all I wanted to do in the first place. So when I go into an audience, I'm not speaking for myself. I'm speaking for everyone out there, but I'm hoping to touch one.
Exactly.
We help people find their voice because their story is not their own. Yep. Someone needs it to get to the next level in their life. And in one of the interviews I just had, even if you don't have a traumatic life, if your life has been perfect and you've come out of a storybook and everything's wonderful, good for you.
Right.
You still have a story to tell, because there are people who don't even know that exists. Yep. So in the world of today, where all we see is the negativity, we see so much negativity and pain that there are people who live in that darkness at all times, and we think there is no good in the world. We need to hear those stories of people who haven't had anything traumatic happen, so we can believe that there is good and we can make it out of that darkness. So all stories, I don't care what it is, good, bad, ugly, messy, whatever, it's not for you. You've experienced this for someone else to learn.
Absolutely. And then the thing too is like, you know, you can hear the same thing 10,000 times from different directions. And then one person says the same thing, maybe uses a few different words, but right there is when it clicks for you or for that person.
Well, like you said, with the energy, there's an energy level, and it
absolutely.
Someone else.
It's, you know, it's like with your kids. Take your kids. I mean, y'all who had kids, you know, you tell them the same thing 5,000 times, and it's like whoosh.
And then your neighbor comes over and says the same thing,
and they're like, okay.
Exact same concept.
Same thing.
Same concept.
I remember so many times I looked at my kids. I'm like, are you kidding? Are you serious right now?
Well, just think of how many times you've gone to a conference and you've heard the same speaker say the same thing over and over again. And then one day, like the 8th time you've heard the same person speak, you do, oh. And it's like, wait a minute, you said the same thing. But that you were ready for it.
Right.
And so that's why a lot of speakers we say the same thing a lot because it doesn't click. Sometimes you need to hear it 3 or 4 times and then you do, oh, I have to get out of my own way. Oh, that's what you said with the title speech. Get out of your own way.
Like, oh my gosh.
Sometimes you have to repeat things. And sometimes it doesn't mean it's your voice. Maybe you tell that story. Someone else tells your story to someone else. And then their voice carrying your story hits the other person.
Oh, I have chills, yes.
Yeah, we are, we're a giant domino game. I mean, we're just dominoes falling on each other. And though I may say something, you may say something, we aren't touching anybody right now. But somebody who's listening repeats anything we say and it clicks on someone else. Poof.
Yep. This
whole conversation is exactly what needed to happen.
Exactly. And I love that. I mean, I listen to people and it's like, wait a minute. I've heard that sometime before. It didn't resonate with me then, but now I get it. Same thing reading a book, you know, like all the awesome books that we're reading. I have books that I have read 2 or 3 times. Did nothing for me. Now I'm reading it again because I'm in a different place. And it's like, oh my gosh. When did he put that in the book? Wasn't there last time I read it?
Oh yeah, he retyped it and stuck new pages.
Right. You know, he snuck in at night and retyped it and put it back in. But I mean, because we're in different places and our mindset is just at different levels. So I love helping people get their shift together because it's just.
I like that. I need a catchphrase. I don't have a catchphrase.
Yeah, well, stuff like that just pops in my head. My husband, sometimes he looks at me, he says, so how do you come up with this stuff?
You just do. It's who you want.
I laughed and I said, honey, I don't know, but when I need it, poof, there it is. And it wants to come out and everybody will be surprised, just like me.
Quick, write that down. I don't remember.
I know, right? It's like, did somebody record that? Did somebody remember? No. But I mean, life is just so much fun. And it's really what you make it.
Life is fun if you allow it to be.
If you allow it to be, you know, and be open to receive. And it's like, and know you deserve, know you're worth it, because you are. Every one of you is. It's like, and I get it, because we have those limiting beliefs. It's like, because that's what we're taught, and that's what we pick up everywhere. And, you know, you're supposed to compare yourself with this and that and the Joneses and become the Joneses. It's awesome to be the Joneses.
Well, my thing as a kid, I mean, we only have like 5 minutes left and I'm going to go into a whole nother tangent. But growing up, we had Barbie dolls. Tall, thin, blonde Barbie dolls. I did not look like a Barbie. As she matured in age, she became a doctor, a lawyer, a street fighter, or whatever the heck she did. She did everything, right? Veterinarian. And I remember looking at that Barbie doll doing, I'm short, brown. I'm never going to do any of that. You watch TV and I never saw anybody like me, so therefore I can't do any of that. So there was a lot of parameters that told me that I could not. And that's why I wrote the book, Eat, Drink, and Be Merry, about my mother-in-law, because she was an American white lady, and she's the one who said, why do you do that? Why do you keep putting yourself down? You can do anything you want to do. I can. She says, you invent you. You be you.
Right.
And no one else is like you. And so it's like, she was like my idol as a kid, because as a teenager, because although I saw very strong women in my family, because they were brown like me, I thought I had a cap on us for some reason, some mental cap. And then when I met this other lady, and she says, you can be anything you want. I'm like, okay, you're what I thought I couldn't be, but you're telling me I can? It blew my mind. So you never know who you're impacting by what you say and who you encourage. She was my math teacher my sophomore year of high school. Okay. Wow. So this woman shifted my entire life. I married her son.
Smart. That's awesome.
So the thing is that's how much impact she had on me, was that I gravitated to her and realized to shape myself to the way she thought. She encouraged a lot of kids. She would build them up instead of bringing them down. And she would help people find their strengths. Now, what do I do for a living now? What do you do for a living now? We help people find their strength, believe in themselves. this lady was doing that before we even had these kind of motivational things. And she was just naturally doing it as a teacher. And so a parting thought for our conversation today is, everybody, happiness does matter.
Yes, indeed.
It is all a matter of perspective.com.
I like it.
And you get what you want. The universe is your genie. You have to be careful how you word what you truly want, because the universe hears your heart and says, as you wish. So be a very wise Aladdin in your world and wish wisely and believe that you already have what you're after.
Mm-hmm. And real quick, if you don't believe it yet, borrow our belief in you that you can. Borrow our belief. The belief that we have in you, borrow that from us because we believe in you.
Yeah, borrow the belief until you can believe it yourself.
Yep.
I borrowed my husband's belief and my mother-in-law's belief in me for many, many years, and my sisters believe in me so much it's crazy. So I mean, borrow the belief from other people until you can believe it, and then put on that backpack of belief and run up that staircase to whatever in the heck you want, because it's yours for your taking. You just got to raise that vibration to match it. You've got to, like a good story, you've got to see it, feel it, smell it, be in it. If you can see your future in your head, in your mind, it's there. Hold on to that feeling and live in it.
Right. So, real quick, let me grab my
Happiness Matters book.
Happiness Matters. Unleash Your Superpower in 7 Easy Steps. It's a little workbook. I share a lot about my story, but it's really tips and tricks in almost every chapter of things, easy things that you can do to get you into your happy. Because happiness matters.
Where can they find your book, Happiness Matters?
You can find it on my website, mattersofperspective.com, under the books. Or you can find it on Amazon. Barnes & Noble has it online.
Okay.
Yeah. Or if you're in Colorado Springs and you want a signed copy, hit me up.
Or go to the Women's Chamber.
Or come to the Southern Colorado Women's Chamber of Commerce events.
You can definitely meet Beenie. Okay, well, everyone, thank you, Beenie. And everyone, thank you for joining us. Beenie Man, you've been a joy, of course. And I'm truly blessed that you joined me on my show today. And I hope to join you on your show.
Well, you will. We have it scheduled, I think, for the 16th.
Yes. Happiness Matters.
Right.
So
HappinessMattersTheShow.com, actually.
Oh, theshow.com.
HappinessMattersTheShow.com. And that's a www.
Of course.
So, but yes.
Yeah, so I'll be on your show soon enough. So everyone, please follow Beenie. Get to Matters of Perspective and Happiness Matters, and go to her website, which is Matters of Perspective, and find her on her social media sites. And have a fabulous day. Envision wonderfully happy, beautiful thoughts, and pick up her book, because
happiness matters.
Happiness does matter. Until next time, please join me on my website so you can watch all the other or hear all the other radio shows that we've had up there on SoundCloud. Go to www.michellemras.com. That's MICHELLE MRAS, MrAs.com. Until next time, have a fabulous week, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.